Okay, this is the void entrance at the old Marsh Encampment. We're in Marshes, up on the islands to the north. Here's the old Marsh Encampment shelter right here. And we're right up here. The mod for this one is enemies burst upon death. I like to use a semi-rifle build for this one so that I'm a little farther away than normal. I recommend going through your skills as well. I've not done a lot of hauntings in this file, so I don't have as many of Antaea's skills as I would like normally, but just a reminder that you can change them if you want. And like, say you decided you want this one, you can turn that off and use this. So you can do this. Just a reminder. But for what we're wearing, in the description is a link to a Google Sheet, that Google workbook that has a sheet in it with all of the equipment in the game, its corresponding perks, and where the item is located. So you can sort by item and pick which one works for you based on which mod you're working with, whether it's this one or Perfect Switch or more banish damage or whatever. So you should check that out. For this one, it's because it's enemies burst upon death, you can use whatever loadout really works for you. One of your favorites. I personally like heavy manifestation and rifle build for mine. I tend to use the Exiler outfit. Hitting an enemy with rifle increases the damage of the next manifestation by 50. But you buy that from Ceridian, and I'm at a point in the story where I can't easily get to her. So instead, I'm using the Marauder armor today, but I don't usually use this, but it's still good for this. Damage taken is reduced up to 30% the higher the health gauge. And then I use Balanced Veil. Hitting an enemy reduces the cooldowns of manifestations by 15%, so we can hurry up and get back to Antaea. But Quivering Veil does the same thing, hitting an enemy with a rifle, and that does mean shooting. You don't have to just like R1 it, you can shoot, and it will reduce the cooldowns of manifestations. Ethereal Haste, damage dealt by Red and Antaea is increased by 50% when all manifestations are on cooldown. Voyager, rifle weak spot damage is increased by 200% against enemies affected by Ensnare. One of the skills that I do have turned on is Ensnare has, what is it called? Entangled, I think. You get a second Ensnare throw, so when you throw one, it actually throws two. So that's kind of like nice to have. And then as above, so below, using Leap increases the damage of the next punch attack by 150%, because I do a lot of leaps. And you can follow it up with a punch while you're waiting for Leap to refill, which is pretty quick. Hawkeye, defeating an enemy with a manifestation increases the damage of the next rifle shot by 100%. And then damage dealt by Red and Antaea is increased by 50% against enemies affected by Ensnare. So I have a few things that are Ensnare related. This is the Ring of Anti-Cathera. Anyway, so, excuse me, and we're on normal. And don't worry about not being able to hear their dialogue. That's not your settings, it's mine. I have their dialogue shut off. I actually do have this skill where punching refills, which is really nice. That was not so nice. Oh my. Oh, I don't have any. Why do I not have any Antea? This is not like me at all. Usually have quite a bit of Antea. I'm not used to not having Antea. Why do I not have Antea? I want some Antea. Okay, how do I get out of here? This is how we got in. There we go. Using her too much, I guess. Okay, so I tend to focus on the pillars. Okay, Red. I need you to get that last shot, please. Okay, let's find this last pillar. There he is. There we go. A little dirty near the end, but we got it. Okay, so this one is going to let us out in Windy Cave area in Fiery Grove. And we're going to get the Star Cluster rifle. So Star Cluster, defeating an enemy with the rifle increases the damage of the next manifestation by 70%. So that would have been like a nice one to use there in that one, because her leaps and ensnares would have been increased quite a bit. So that is the old Marsh Encampment Void.